What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into CHGO Bulls Postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Pack. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Pack. Joined by my guy, Big Dave. BAWL Sports. We saw Avery Johnson on the TV today.
So, yes, young Avery Johnson.
We had NBA TV on our side TV.
Yes, it was the only thing saving me from watching.
There was a young Avery Johnson being interviewed.
Watching that ass that I got to sit there and look at. Yes.
Pal producer, Justice Bathurst on the controls. He's at Joey Bathurst. We're CHGO_Bulls. Our guy, Will the Goat, will join us from the UC later on tonight's postgame to get his thoughts and updates from the postgame locker room. Bulls, not quite. In case you missed it in pregame, I was saying these Raptors, who are bad, have lost 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Short-handed.
Yeah.
Win, Bulls, by 20 or 30.
Yes.
Cruise into the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. Rest your key guys fourth quarter minutes on the front end of a back-to-back. Mm-hmm. Dave, you said, no, if so, great. Yeah. Just win.
Just win.
Couldn't handle what I was asking of them. Couldn't handle what you were asking of them.
The barest of minimum.
And they fall to the Raptors 118-107. That elusive climb to a 500 record still keeping the Bulls firmly in the friend zone, Dave. Just saying, you know what? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Raptors, Hornets, perfect opportunity to get to one game beneath 500. Nah, Bulls blow it because they go field goal drought for the final 7 minutes and change of the fourth quarter.
The hell? At home! You're at home!
I'm not even mad. It's amazing.
What an ass second half that was. And we were watching it, and we're sitting there with Jake. Shout out to Jake. When we're sitting there watching it, and all I'm saying is, nope, the third quarters, they give up third quarters really, really bad. Usually good teams, third quarters, you come out and you dominate and you whoop ass and you do your thing. But the Bulls get trash in the third quarter. So while they started taking that lead in the second quarter, I didn't get excited. I didn't get anything because I'm like, no, the third quarter is still coming. If they do this in the third, then okay. They started off running, and they came out looking a little aggressive, and then they remembered, oh no, it's the third quarter, guys, not the second, the third quarter. We're supposed to be ass.
Same shit as Sunday, man.
Yay!
Double-digit lead at halftime.
Yay!
Lose the third quarter by double digits.
And be ass. And they went on and continued it into the fourth quarter and said, how about we do something new and we just don't score for a long-ass time. We don't hit a field goal. We just give the ball to DeMar DeRozan because that's his own team. He's the only one that looks like he want to play. And DeMar goes out there, gets a dunk, and gets it like, guys, you really want to play? And they said, nah, you got it. We're cool. We don't want to do that shit. And they went out there and proceeded, Matt, to make some of the most bonehead turnovers I've seen them make all year long. All of it in the second half. How many turnovers they finished with? It had to be close to 20.
Bulls finished with 20.
20 against the Raptors.
Here's the thing, though. The Raptors also turned the ball over 20 times tonight, but they doubled up the Bulls in points off turnovers 30-14.
Correct.
Because part of the Bulls turning the ball over happened when they were in transition because the Raptors turned the ball over.
And the Bulls couldn't run a fast break. How about when the Raptors were 4-on-5 against the Bulls and still scored?
Got that elusive shorthanded goal.
They scored a three, and it was a three. They scored. They were 4-on-5. Went down there and scored.
A pillar of championship Blackhawks hockey from 2010 to 2015, the shorthanded goal.
Oh, my God,
The Bulls were getting worse.
This was ass, bro. Like, we'll get into the individual ass in a minute. But as a team, this was just pure D ass. And it's just completely unacceptable. Like, to go that long without scoring in the NBA is bad. To do it in the fourth quarter is even worse. To do it against a Raptors team makes it is just a trifecta of trash. Like, it was just truly, truly bad. They couldn't dribble. They couldn't shoot. They couldn't hit layups. How many layups did we see them miss tonight, man? Forget the three-pointers. They couldn't hold on the ball and make layups out there tonight, man. All of it in the second half, hitting the side of the rim, throwing up air balls. Some of the worst shots I've seen them take happened in this game. Javon, I'm looking at you. Vooch, I'm looking at you. It was a lot of shitty basketball being played tonight by the Bulls, and it all happened in that second half. I don't know what's going on at the halftime, how it goes down. Do they eat a full course meal? I don't know how it goes down in the second half in that locker room. But when they come out for that third quarter, they don't look ready to play basketball. This was an awful loss against a team that they did not need to be losing to. Awful. Awful.
I mean, and like, people probably have their opinions and preferences in the comments. By the way, thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Hit that thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. We'll get to as many of y'all's comments as we can. A lot of people pointing the blame at Billy tonight, and I'm not here to defend Billy Donovan tonight.
I ain't either.
Sometimes I'm here to defend Billy from criticisms that are just wildly off base.
Yeah.
And I see Chase and Ashland saying coaching. Saying Uncio saying sometimes people are wrong to criticize Billy. Then there's this game got awful. Okay, to your point, the third quarter thing is becoming more and more of a gross problem, and you got to assume that is to do with a lack of Billy getting the upper hand and maintaining it through halftime. Mm-hmm. But also, just was Billy the one committing turnovers?
Right.
And I think it was maybe Jeff in our pregame who said, hey, like, let's work on some solid entry passes tonight.
He did.
Was Billy the one giving trash-ass entry passes tonight? Was Billy the one committing dumbass turnovers in transition tonight? No, but you and I agree, and we have a bone to pick tonight with Billy.
Yeah.
And that it is, where the hell were Kobe and Caruso in the fourth quarter when that shit started going to shit?
Yeah, yeah.
Because, okay, DeMar had that amazing, oh my God, turn back the clock DeMar dunk that made it 104-100. The Bulls climbing back.
Time out.
And you're like, okay, DeMar, hero time? We'll see. And by the way, that was the last field goal the Bulls scored tonight.
The last.
But that was at 7 minutes, 11 seconds. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until 4 minutes that Kobe and Caruso finally checked back in.
Oh, and it was because of a Raptors turnover.
Right. And we did see, like, you asked me, you're like, where the hell is Kobe? And at that point, he was walking to the scorer's table.
Yeah.
But it was one of those instances, and there are several, I think, this season, where you and I have both had a gripe with Billy waiting too long to make the next right sub.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and it was evident in this one because you needed those guys out there. You have to feel the game, you know? And I know Billy knows this. He's a goddamn NBA coach. He knows what this means. But you had to feel that momentum. Okay, we got us back to 4 after playing like crap. All right, timeout is taken. Time to get our guys back in. Let's go. When they walked in with the same lineup of Julian Phillips out there with them. Nothing against Julian, but it's the fourth quarter and it's money time and we need to win. I need my shooters. I need my guys out there, my skill players on both ends of the floor. He brings the same lineup back out there and proceeds to leave them out there and then did what I told you I complained about last time when he wouldn't take those guys out. Calls the timeout happens, and then when the play starts, then he brings them off the bench. Makes no damn sense to me why he does this shit, but he continues to do this shit. It was way more evident in this one because you needed those guys out there. And once the Raptors realized them dudes weren't out there, the run really started kicking off. And I promise you, if they didn't turn that ball over, I don't know when they wouldn't have got back into that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have to been the Bulls calling the timeout to get them back into the game. By the time they get back into the game, they can't hit anything after that point because momentum is gone. Mm-hmm. It's finished. It's done, man. And again, I'm not putting this all on Bill. We're just pointing out what the hell we think he did wrong in this game. That's all. But that was just a travesty of coaching right there. You can't do that shit, man. Your best guys have to be on the floor in the fourth quarter in those opportunities.
Joshua Simmons in the comments saying, move DeMar off ball once you see those double teams. And that's another gripe I have with coaching tonight. Like, there's the it goes well king in the fourth DeMar, and then there's the oh crap, they're just sending doubles and traps at DeMar all the time down the floor now, especially when Kobe was off the floor and it was just DeMar out there with a bunch of trash. And That is just like, okay, yes, the Raptors traded away OG Anunoby. Yes, they traded away Pascal. It doesn't matter. Everyone that's still in Toronto, everyone that will ever be in Toronto from now until the earth burns to a crisp will be ridiculously long.
Yep.
And part of the turnover problem tonight was hands in passing lanes and traps from these long Raptors defenders.
Yes.
And it's just like, okay, I get it. The Bulls are shorthanded. Billy is shorthanded with his options. Mm-hmm. You don't have many.
True.
And most of them are undersized.
Yes.
You have Vooch, you have Drummond, you have a rookie second-round pick in Julian Phillips, and then you got a bunch of guards.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Those are Billy's options right now.
Correct.
And their offense just grinded to a halt because of what the Raptors were throwing at them.
Yeah, like, again, you're a bigger team. You know, you're obviously out there. You can disrupt what you want to do as a team. Usually when you have those guards, you can be a shooting team. We all know the Bulls can't do that. And especially, like I said, in that second half, everything kind of changes for them. So when you have just a guard-oriented squad, you have to be a team that's in transition, that can get turnovers by steals, you know what I mean, and get some solid shots, like a three-point shot or something like that. The Bulls were okay in transition, okay, tonight. They were okay. The problem was some of those transition plays, they would turn it over. They would just turn it over.
There was an 8-second violation out of a timeout. I was
about to say that. Yes, Matt.
How?
Yes. Out of a timeout.
How is that a thing?
How?
That's like John Fox challenging a play and then having it be a Bears turnover.
Oh, my God.
When the initial call on the field was not as bad as that.
Right. Then the next play, turnover. Yes, that's exactly what that was. An 8-second call, that's the worst of them. Is getting an 8-second call, man. Out of a timeout.
Better or worse than a 10-second free throw violation? You see Giannis got called one of those?
He did. I'm going to say worse.
Yeah, I think it is worse.
I think it's worse.
It's worse.
Because it came out of a timeout. So I'm called to play in the timeout. Okay, guys, let's get up the court. Okay, any day now. Okay, come on, guys. You know the depth three? God damn. You stink. It was bad, man. And that part, those things I'm not going to put on Billy because you got to get the ball up the floor. He can't dribble the ball for you, okay? Yeah. And the ball's in your point guard's hands. Like, I can't put that on Billy. But those other things, not having the right players in when they need to be, is something that he has been consistently doing this year that's really bothered me. Mm-hmm. Not having the guys in when I think he should have them in. And again, it's the feel of it, y'all. Y'all felt it. You felt the comeback coming on. You got to get your guys back in the game right at that point for that feeling. When he got them back in too late, the damage was already done, and the scoring drought continued on and on and on. 7 minutes without scoring a field goal in an NBA game? Ass. Pure D, grade A, 100% American ass. That's what that is.
Brian Ramos in the comments saying DeRozan turned the ball over a lot. Alex saying, why do we let DeMar bring the ball up the court in the fourth? We should have put the ball in Ayo or Kobe's hands. Ayo also had some turnover issues tonight. DeMar finished with 5 of the Bulls' 20 turnovers. Ayo had 4. Kobe had 1. Like, it was not a great Kobe night tonight. He looked a little disengaged. I think I saw somebody else in the comments mentioning that Kobe looks kind of lifeless tonight. Kobe, 5 of 10 from the field, so he only took 10 shots, did dish out 6 assists, finished with 13 points, but only 1 turnover. Tonight is a night where, you know, in a few times in past games, Bulls fans flipping out about Kobe not having the ball in his hands down the stretch compared to what happened. And I said, I didn't see that as a huge... Tonight, yeah. Why? DeMar was turning the ball over like crazy. Ayo was having a tough night protecting the ball. Mm-hmm. Kobe wasn't. Kobe got into the weeds a few times in the paint and, you know, didn't quite know where he was going to go. Yeah. And then did his newfound Kobe magic where he found a place to go.
Yes.
I do not understand just not handing the ball to Kobe in the fourth quarter tonight, especially as that field goal drought grew by another possession and another possession and another possession.
You know what else bothers me about this? And this is another thing that bothers me about Billy. Yes, well, yeah. But Billy knows when they play the Raptors, and because the Raptors are one of the few teams that always do this, and have done this since Lonzo was playing. Mm-hmm. When it's the fourth quarter and DeMar DeRozan is in the game and he has the ball, they are double teaming him immediately. Mm-hmm. As soon as he walks past half court, they're double teaming him. That happened under Nick Nurse, And it's happening now. That has not changed by any stretch of the imagination. They do it all the time. How do I know this? And we have done nothing about this.
Pimpin' since been pimpin' since been pimpin' since been
pimpin'. And we thought we got over this by like, hey, get the ball to Vooch in the middle of the floor and we'll do it that way. We thought that was the case. It's like they completely forget it every time. Like, oh my God, they're double teaming him. What do we do? We're not prepared for this. Years. This has been happening years. The Raptors, I promise you, are one of the few teams that do it. Every time he got the ball and he's bringing it up and he crosses that half court, here comes the double team. Get the ball out of his hands and then get him the ball. You could do it like that, get him to his position and then get it to him. And I'm sure whatever's going to happen, they're going to send a double team, obviously, in that fourth quarter. Whether he gets in on the post, top of the key, whatever. My point is, you know that shit is coming because they do it all the damn time. So a play must be drawn up to go ahead and counter that. It's a double team. It's not in defensive. It's like, oh my God, a double team. We can't get by this. We can't do anything about this anymore, guys. They got us. They figured it out. It's the most impenetrable defense in the history of the world. We can't do anything. Turnover. Oh my God. It's frustrating as hell because it's been going on for years. That's frustrating as hell.
Plenty of people, speaking of those, failed entry passes to Vooch. B. Thompson, 345 in the comments, said, pick and pop with Vooch, clearly not working. Allows the ball to be swung for open shots, but for it to work, Vooch needs to hit open shots. His percentage shows it wasn't working. What was he, 1 for 6 tonight?
Ass.
Vooch was 2 of 5 from downtown tonight.
Ass.
Best he's had in a while, which is saying something. Also, shout out to our guy Jelly, who said, I appreciate Ayo attempting facilitation with Vooch, but I'm ready for it to stop. I have more faith in Ayo posting up than I do Vooch. I think somebody else mentioned...
Jelly also said I had to go shower after the game to wash the disgust off.
Well, sure. Yeah, that. Matty Legend said Ayo has to stop bounce passing to the bigs in the post when they have an advantage.
2 turnovers in the hell of that happened.
Yeah. So, I mean, the entry passes, not great tonight.
Yeah.
Also, Vooch.
Oh, God.
Speaking of people who I sometimes defend to the rest of Bulls Nation, who are given maybe a larger share of criticism than they deserve on a day-to-day basis, on a game-to-game basis, Billy should get all the criticism he gets for tonight.
Sure.
So should Vooch.
All of it.
My God.
Oh, my goodness.
We sat here in pregame and said, hey, last time it was Bulls Raptors, nay, 2 weeks ago.
Nay.
These same Raptors that had traded Siakam, traded Anunoby, and were missing Jakob Poeltl and other key pieces. Vooch 8.
Yep.
24, 14, and 7. We were like, great. Go do it again, Vooch.
Right.
You don't have the upper hand most nights on your $20 million a year, but go take care of business against this joke of a Raptors team.
Yeah.
With no Siakam, no Jakob Poeltl, no nobody, no nothing.
Nothing.
What the hell was that? No. Every other time Vooch touched the ball, I was rolling the eyes out the back of my goddamn head.
And then I would pick them up along with mine that also fell on the floor because of the frustration watching that crap. Turd soup has been
Bending. Turd
soup.
Hey, that was for you, Bending.
Oh, my God. And not only was Vooch just complete trash, the person he was guarding was whooping his ass. Thad Young.
Dude.
Thad Young only by name.
Nothing but love.
Yes.
To our old friend Thad Young.
Yes.
You can't get worked by an 86-year-old Thad Young.
16, 6, and 6 for Thad Young. That's what he did against Vooch. 16, 6, and 6. Obviously, some of those plays, Vooch wasn't on him. We get that. I'm just talking about both of them were the centers, all right? And one center who's not a center outperformed you. He outperformed you. That's the bottom line of it. He outperformed Vooch. Vooch was cooking in that first half, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. Couple of 3-point shots going in and everything like that. Like, oh, snap. Vooch finished 14 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block.
I believe he had 9 of those 14 at half.
Good God. Compared to the 16.6 rebounds and 6 assists by Thad Young, who shot 61% from the field, because it compared to Vooch's 45%. The dude would make these real, and Stacey King had me quoting him watching Vooch. $1 million move, 10-cent shot. We saw a lot of that. You make that right move, that spin move,
that spin move in the fourth,
and then said,
if he drops that in and it's a three, it's an and one.
Yep.
I think that would have cut the Raptors lead to 6.
Yeah.
Instead, he goes to the free throw line, he makes his free throws, but still a 7-point game.
Yep.
And then like the momentum of that being an and one instead of just 2 free throws.
Correct.
That could have shifted things as well.
Minus 11 was Vooch, plus 15 was Thad Young.
Oh my God.
Like, this is what I'm talking about. Thad Young cannot come up in here and work you like this. He said that should never be the case. At least you should match him offensively, and you just could not do that. It was bad watching Vooch play, man. It really was. And it was just even more frustrating. It just brought more frustration to me because a lot of that shit was layups that he was missing. He would make the move, go up, couldn't make the layup, and then couldn't get the rebound either after the missed layup because he was the tallest person but couldn't get the rebound. That is frustrating, man.
And on the other end, usually this season, even if the Bulls aren't winning the 3-point battle regularly, and we know they aren't, they're winning points in the paint more nights than not.
Right.
It was close, but Raptors got the edge, points in the paint tonight, 48-46, and I feel like so many of those Raptors layups were just like, come on in.
Yeah, you got it.
Come on
and
in.
The Raptors did their best to try to give the Bulls this game.
Oh, my
In that fourth quarter. They made just as many bad turnovers. They threw the ball away. They were just throwing it. Remember when they just threw it to the ref? It's like, here you go.
Threw it to a fan in a white Caruso jersey. The Raptors were wearing road whites.
They were like, oh, sorry.
They were trying to do the Bulls favor tonight.
But the Bulls said, nah, you got it. It's on you. You guys have this. We don't want this victory.
Connor said in the comments, it was fun up until the Raptors got to these guys can't stay in front of us and have 0 rim protection.
Yep.
Part of the game. Yeah, exactly. South Garcon, meanwhile, saying, please don't let the overall narrative get past. The starters are gassed from all these minutes. DeRozan, I was like, in pregame, can we get some rest for Kobe and DeMar in this fourth quarter tonight? No? DeMar, 42. Kobe, 35. Ayo, 39. Caruso, only 33, but 33 is the high end of what Billy has said he's comfortable playing Caruso.
Yeah.
And I saw a tweet from our guy, The GOAT, leading into tonight's game saying Caruso has played between 30 and 35 each of the last 3 games.
Yeah.
So, everyone is getting heavy minutes. However, Garcon, I will push back a little bit on the overall narrative getting passed over because it's not Billy playing his key guys too many minutes.
Yeah, it's not that.
It's not. Are you ready for it?
Talk to me.
Are you ready for the most important narrative?
Uh-oh.
This ain't it, AK.
Oh, here he is.
This ain't it, Eversley. Can't get to 500.
Why is he
Trade deadline's a week from Thursday. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are we doing? Let's go to another play-in tournament. This ain't it. Make some trades. Think about the future. What are we doing here? God, I'm sick of this shit. That is the real story.
What's the real story, Matt?
This team ain't it.
There it is. That's how you feel. You can make a play-in tournament without some of these people on your team. I think that's my part of it.
Yeah,
I don't mind getting rid of some of these guys.
If that still matters so much to them,
that matters.
We must make the precious play-in tournament.
Postseason play matters. You'll never give me the green.
Then make some trades that are steering more towards next season and beyond than the back half of this one.
Yeah,
and you could still probably crawl your way to your precious play-in tournament because everything beneath you in the East right now is even more laughable junk than y'all are.
This is true,
and y'all are laughable junk.
Much more laughable than us. But you can trade some of this that you have. The guys that we mentioned you can get rid of. You can definitely trade some of them and still make this postseason, which I will tell you forever is always going to be important. Guys, your young guys, especially you're building around, getting them to the postseason is freaking important in their growth and their development as basketball players. That shit is important. But I don't care about, you're not going to go to obviously a second round. You're not going to go to a third. We're not out here, at least I ain't advocating that shit, but you will never hear me not advocating for them to get to that postseason. Go. Absolutely. You will get growth with the young guys that you have. Kobe, Ayo, Pat, his boy Julian. All that shit will help those guys as they continue on, as they're obviously trying to build a culture that says our baseline is we at least make the playoffs every year. Just like the freaking Miami Heat. That's all that is right there. It's the same ideology. We make the playoffs. Period, point blank. That's it. We go to the playoff. That's the baseline of it. Everything else is up here. You can still do that without some of what you have on this team while still improving for the future. You can still do both. You don't have to just say, oh, man, we're getting rid of him. We're done. No. Have you seen the East? Absolutely not. You can still be a team that gets to that postseason while you still get assets. It is a thing that you can still do. You can do both as a Chicago Bulls organization. You don't have to just go all in and push the pedal to the metal with what you have right now. You can get rid of some of that, obtain some assets back, and still have your young guys grow from what you do in the postseason. It's still a damn thing, man.
Dave Connor in the comments said, does Big Dave want to throw a hat? I feel like it would help. You want to throw a hat?
Thank you, Connor.
You want to throw a hat?
I'll throw one.
It always helps. That went right across the camera angle. I love it.
I'm going to underhand that one right
good.
there.
Yeah, feels good.
You can still do it. It's just, I think that's just my whole point. Because this is what me and Matt, we're on the same page, but we're not. But we're saying the same, but we're not. Matt doesn't care about the post. Clearly, he don't give a damn. He don't care about going. He's like, trade them all, get rid of it, start over, do that shit. I'm like, trade them, but you can still do this. You can still actually get to a postseason because your shit ain't good with what you're going against. You can still get these guys some experience in the postseason.
And look, okay, again, the Raptors, not the most formidable of opponents. But when the Bulls went on that run in the final minutes of the first quarter to take that lead into the second quarter, they went on a 10-0 run.
Yeah.
You know the players responsible for that 10-0 run?
Tell them.
Because it was Ayo, Dalen, and Julian. They made a 10-0 Bulls run.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah.
Give me that as the focus. Now and in perpetuity, the future.
I have no problem with
Between now and February 8th, make that the focus for the love of God.
You can still do this.
Because guess what? None of us are having fun going to and losing the play-in tournament until we're all rotting 6 feet under. Does that sound like fun to anyone? Because I'm fucking miserable. Let's take our first ad break.
Joe, you scared on that, Joe? Did he frighten you?
Joey got a lot of love in the comments for shagging all the hats because I threw them all at once. Hit that thumbs up while we're hanging out with our sponsors. If you're watching on YouTube, you know what to do. We appreciate the likes. Helps us out a lot. Make sure you also subscribe to that CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Big Dave, what do we have?
We want to talk ComEd.
Oh, yes, please.
That will cheer us up, man.
Take my mind off the Bulls.
Oh, God, yes.
Put my mind on ComEd.
ComEd, Matt, because it's getting easier, sir, for businesses to switch to electric vehicles. I know many people know that, but I got to tell you, that's something we can all get behind for the health of the planet and for the well-being of all of us who share it.
That's right, Dave. The electric grid is evolving to meet your cleaner energy needs as we all move with confidence towards an electric tomorrow. Whether you have one delivery van,
Lisa,
like we know our guy Joe does, or a whole fleet of shipping trucks,
George,
like George Sr., ComEd can help guide you to make the changes that make sense.
So what should business owners do, Matthew Peck?
It's a fair and easily answerable question.
Oh, two of my favorites.
Go to ComEd.com/clean to learn more about the resources, fleet rebates, and infrastructure incentives available to help businesses go electric. If you own a business, 1, kudos. Good for you.
Shout out.
That's awesome. 2, don't wait. Start making your plan today to switch to electric vehicles. Good for business. Good for the planet. Good for all of us. Go to ComEd.com/clean.
Did you say ComEd.com/clean?
That's right, Dave. ComEd.com/clean. Go now and see how going electric connects us to a better way of doing business and a better future for generations to come. The Julian Phillips generation.
Always calms me down.
He's my special boy.
You know what? When you're taking that electric vehicle for that ride, you should drive it all the way over to the Midtown Athletic Club.
Oh, yes, sir.
Park it, go inside, and have the time of your life. They got something for everyone. And when I say everyone, everyone. All right? 4 awesome locations. Palatine in the northwest suburbs, Bannockburn in the North Shore, Willowbrook in the southwest suburbs, and the Midtown Athletic Club and Hotel in the middle of Bucktown and Lincoln Park. It is Matt Peck Sister approved. It is Greg Braggs approved. Shout out to the Braggs family. Midtown Palatine has also launched a multi-million-dollar transformation of the club, which will be complete early this year. And because of that, Midtown is offering no initiation fees this January at their Bannockburn, Palatine, and Willowbrook location, guys. End of the month is here, but you still got time to save yourself some money and make yourself look amazing and have some fries and a smoothie and hang out, because this is not just a gym. This is an athletic club, y'all, all right? Not just gym quality stuff. Boutique quality is what they have. 100, or should I say more than 100 classes per week included in your membership. You want some yoga, some boxing, some spinning cycling, some cross training, some group exercises, some high intensity interval training? Guess what? All of that they have included, on top of having the basketball court, on top of having those luxe wet and dry saunas and premium amenities in that locker room that is just awesome. And not just luxe, I said wrong, super luxe, all right? I just want to make sure you understand where you're going to be at, okay? The amazing indoor and outdoor hot tubs and pools, and of course, the Carmen Hogue approved tennis courts, y'all. Professional quality all the way. Paddle tennis, pickleball, all of it. Indoor, outdoor, they got you covered, man. You don't need to be nowhere else. This is exactly where you need to be. Midtown, again, is offering no initiation fees this January at those Bannockburn, Palatine, and Willowbrook locations, y'all. So head over to midtown.com/CHGO. That's midtown.com/CHGO. Find out more and to tour the Midtown Athletic Club nearest you, because it's the Midtown Athletic Club. Sweat it out. Sweat it out. Get it out your system. It don't belong there. And Midtown to help you get it out. Help me with these Bulls, Midtown Athletic Club. Help!
Please.
Help me.
Oh, we were talking in pregame about the very unfortunate update we got on Patrick Williams.
Oh, yes.
And now tonight we saw Dalen Terry go down.
Let's add to it.
Obviously we will ask Will what the latest updates are from Billy Donovan about Dalen Terry, who left tonight's game with some sort of leg injury and did not return. That is unfortunate. But speaking of the Bulls' rash of injuries, we can, before we hear from Will, at least touch on the youngin who is getting a real opportunity here because of these injuries, and that's Julian Phillips.
Sure.
Who played a spectacular first half.
He did.
And then I think kind of just faded. Definitely did not play as much in the second half. He finished with 20 minutes. I feel like, 12 or 13 or 14 of those were first half.
Yeah.
He had 9 points at halftime. He finished with 9 points. So everything about Julian that I have been falling in love with, we saw more of in that first half. And then he kind of disappeared in the second half. But that first half, again, and it's things that we're discussing that Billy praised him for in our show yesterday. Strong, decisive, decision-making, basketball IQ, being in the right places, and confidently taking and knocking down some open threes. Yeah. That's what you need from him if he wants to get actual time on the floor.
Yeah, and being solid defensively as well. Like you mentioned, all that occurred in that first half for him. I just saw a rookie out there. That's what I saw. I saw a good rookie basketball player out there. And by that, I mean he did some things right and he did some things wrong that he needs to work on. Of course, what he did right, as Matt just mentioned, the three-point shooting, the way he played offensively, we talked about in depth last show to us about him knowing where to be on the floor. We saw all of those things still continue with Julian Phillips. The bad of it, the turnovers. He was one of the culprits of the turnovers as well. I don't remember how many he had, but I know one off the top of my head that's driving me crazy.
He had 2.
Okay. I know one off the top of my head because I've seen everybody on the Bulls do it, get the ball when they're near that elbow and just either travel or step on the out-of-bounds line. One or the other. They all have done it. Fouling the three-point shooter. You saw him do that as well. That was just not a good play.
Also himself had a 4-point play.
He did. He definitely had one.
Awesome.
And he said, I'm going to break even tonight. Let's go ahead and break even. But you saw him do that. Didn't enjoy that. I saw him get beat a couple times in that second half as well, which is probably why Billy started sitting him down.
Yeah.
And was like, I think you need to come sit near me right now. But I'm not putting – it's a rookie. It's hard for me to put all this on a second-round rookie right about now who's getting in there because of injury. But 20 minutes, 9 points, a rebound, few threes, solid.
Yeah. Yeah. Joey, I heard a jingle. Does that mean what I believe it means? It's time for?
Come on, Haircut Joe.
Haircut Joe.
That's where he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Joining us on that Go Talk hotline live from the UC, it's our guy, Will the Goat Gottlieb. Follow him for all of his Bulls reporting and updates, Will_Gottlieb. AllCHGO.com is where you can find all of his writing. Will, let's start with the most pressing matter from tonight. Dalen Terry left a game in which he was given the Bulls some good minutes with what appeared to be some kind of leg injury, did not return. What updates were you able to get from Billy Donovan after tonight's game?
Sprained ankle, negative x-rays. Don't know exactly what that means. I guess no broken bones. But, yeah, I think he's okay. Like, obviously, it was a pretty scary fall. I think he was, like, pretty startled by it. Tried to get back up and go the other way, couldn't, collapse again on the ground, and had a trainer come out, spent the whole time out, kind of like talking to him and working with him while he was laying on the ground, and then walked him out off the court and into the tunnel to the locker room. So obviously did not come back in. He was icing his foot in a big bucket of ice water when we got in there, but he was in good spirits. Just chatted with him for a second. He said he was doing all right, and hopefully it won't be too long, but I think he'll speak to the media at Friday at the earliest. So my guess is he's probably not going to play tomorrow night, just based on the way that sounded. Obviously, he hasn't been ruled in or out yet, but that would be my gut feeling. And then hopefully, next week or this weekend, rather, he'll be back. So hopefully not too big of a thing, but sprained ankle. And yeah, I think it just looked kind of a lot worse than maybe it ends up being.
The second half woes for the Bulls is definitely a thing. They play well in the first half. They look together as a unit. The shots are always hitting. The defense is solid. And something happens when they get to that third quarter where all of that goes out the window. And then in the fourth quarter, they go on a drought. That has happened several times this year. This is probably the longest one this year, the 7-minute one they went on in the fourth quarter. Field goal drought, I should say. They hit some free throws. Was Billy asked about why this continues to happen to this team in the third quarter, in the second half? Like, because we've sat here and yelled about it, and I'm sure you'll see it. But we yelled about it. We don't understand why this continues to happen to this team in the second half, why everything just simply falls apart for them.
Well, guess what, Dave? They never understood, because I think the Bulls feel like they are doing the right things as far as like getting the right shots. A lot of it was, as you said, just getting really stagnant because they were going to DeMar, and DeMar was getting doubled. They would go to Vooch in the post, and he would get doubled. And I think they just kind of had a hard time generating stuff out of that, and taking advantage of those advantage plays. I mean, that's a 3-on-4, 4-on-5 opportunity. Once the ball gets out of DeMar's hands, it's like, can you take advantage? I think they had a couple of good looks. Caruso missed a corner three. They threw the ball to Julian Phillips in the corner. He kind of fumbled it, and Grady Dick stole the ball and kicked it ahead to Gary Trent for three. So it was just like those kind of swing plays. There were also, I think part of it is the fact that they stopped playing as good of defense, and they're taking the ball out of the basket every time. Now they can't run in transition, where Ayo and Dalen and Julian Phillips were killing the Raptors in the first half. So I think those two sides of the court are connected in that way. But ultimately, Vooch kind of said, they just didn't come out with like the killer instinct in that third quarter that they needed to. And, DeMar was saying too, like these teams these days, like if you go down 7 or 10 or 15 points, it's like nothing. And they can just like hit 2 threes and you're back in the game all of a sudden. And it's like on them to do a better job of putting teams away. So I think they recognize it. Again, we heard we know we can do it. We just need to do it consistently line that we've heard after every single loss this year. I think it's true, but the problem is like they aren't doing it consistently, and they've had multiple chances to try to correct that. And even in stretches where they are playing a lot better, they still have these same problems. So I definitely think it's a problem, but I think it's not just like Billy drew up the wrong stuff. I think it's like a combination of all these different factors with it, which starts with like defense and getting stops and generating transition opportunities, which starts with, not turning the ball over. DeMar had 5 turnovers. Caruso had 3. Kobe had 3. They were just pretty sloppy with the ball and times when they really could not afford to be. And credit to the Raptors, their length always makes that really difficult on you. But you've played the Raptors now 4 times this year. You played them twice in preseason. Played them in the play-in last year. Played them 4 times last year. Like, you know what the Raptors are. You know what's coming. And yeah, it was pretty disappointing that they could not figure that out when, it seemed like they kind of had it sorted in the first half and then really just could not generate any offense in the second half. But yeah, I wouldn't say that it's just like, this team like can't compete against these guys because they have done it before. It's not that like Billy's run up their own stuff because they put together stretches where they do really execute and take advantage of those situations. But I think it was just like all of those things kind of falling apart at the same time, and that's what happens when you have a 7-minute scoring drought. Is kind of everything is going wrong.
Well, we got the unfortunate update on Patrick Williams before tonight's game that he's going to be out 2 weeks with that strange foot injury involving inflammation of bone marrow or whatever. And so you saw an already thin Bulls, front court and wing assortment on their roster take another hit. And what do you make of the fact that this is probably going to be what we're working with unless Torrey Craig makes an earlier return than expecting? And maybe you can touch on anything you've heard about that recently since the Bulls got back to town. But I mean, if you're Billy Donovan, how do you deal with the fact that you got Vooch, Drummond, and a bunch of guards, and then even one of your more lengthy combo guard / wings, Dalen Terry, now might also be on the shelf with an injury for a while? You got a bunch of guards and Drummond and Vooch. What are you going to do?
You got to get creative. We've seen Caruso play a lot of minutes at the 4. For all intents and purposes, DeMar is a 4, so you can play three guards next to him. We saw at times Billy go to Andre Drummond and Vooch together, which I am not really a fan of, but it has been working this year. And I think if you use it in the right minutes, that can be something that works. But then the Raptors go small and Bruce Brown at the 5, and it stops working because you get run off the court. So, that's the problem when you have a ton of injuries. And it's not just Torrey and Patrick. It's you mentioned Dalen, but also Zach's been out for a long time. Julian Phillips is like playing minutes, but he's again played like 120 minutes in his career. It's not like he's out here, as a real tried and true professional veteran who's like able to come in and stem the tide. So I do think a lot of it is like now Javon Carter is back in the rotation. You slide Ayo and Caruso in there together with DeMar, and that makes a little bit of sense. But you have to be versatile. You have to be basketball players, and luckily the Bulls do have a lot of guys that even if they are a little bit small, they can defend multiple positions, they execute within the scheme. So I think it's just a lot of, trial by fire and figuring out what lineups work with the remaining pieces. But yeah, I mean, this is as injured as this team has been really since like Lonzo and Caruso went down together 3 years ago. And they're going to just have to figure out ways to stem the tide. And against a Raptors team that's super long and big, as we mentioned, that's just a really tough thing to do.
One player who was a bright spot, I guess, for the Bulls outside of DeMar, Ayo Dosunmu, we thought played really, really well. Could you talk about his game tonight? Because he definitely was part of the guys who kind of, sputtered in the second half. I thought he was just absolutely awesome in that first half for the team as far as scoring. 4 or 5 he finished from the 3-point line. But just talk about what you saw from Ayo tonight.
Yeah, I thought he was great. I mean, he was one of the guys that was generating a ton of points out of transition. In the first half alone, he had 13 of his 21 points on 5 of 6 shooting, and he made all 3 of his threes during that stretch. So, I think Ayo has like just gotten so much better, as we've talked about, at doing all the like role player 3 and D kind of stuff. But now he's starting to incorporate a little bit more, and I think he really benefits from when things are going well. They're getting steals, they're running in transition. Now his confidence is gaining a little bit, and he's able to hit some shots. And when things slow down, now you're asking him to create something in the half court, or the floor is kind of cramped because DeMar's not got the ball in his hands, and Vooch or Drummond are out there together maybe. And so it got a little funky out there in the second half. And he obviously, I think, was second leading scorer of the team, and I thought played really well, but was another kind of person that was struggling to score in the half court in that second half. And I think, again, that's what we talked about last game, is that he's going to now start to have to take that next step in his game, which is like stretching out the things that he can do a little bit more and doing a little bit more shot creation, especially with, I think the real reason this team lost was that even if they got the ball out of DeMar's hands into somebody else's in that fourth quarter, nobody else was really able to create anything. And they were sloppy with the ball and they were missing shots and all of it. But they need shot creators. And Kobe did not play a great game tonight. Not to say he was like terrible, but like he just did not have an explosive scoring night. And so who else is going to step up? And the answer tonight was like no one.
The unachievable, so close and yet so far, climb to 500 carries on, Will.
It carries.
One step forward, two steps back. Thank you for joining us, buddy. We appreciate it. We will see you tomorrow for the second night of the Bulls back-to-back. Bulls Nation, make sure you follow Will for all of his Bulls reporting and updates. Will_Gottlieb. AllCHGO.com is where you can find his writing covering this team we all love, including what dropped earlier today for only you diehards. Sign up now. Will breaking down what the news about the NBA salary cap for next season that broke today means for the Bulls and the Zach LaVine situation they're currently in. Great stuff from Will. Check out that article. If you're not a diehard, sign up and then go check out that article. Appreciate you, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Quaff!
Take care, guys.
Quaff looking good as always.
Quaff did.
Looking good.
Quaff did.
All right, let's
Superheroes.
take a quick second ad break. We'll come back, wrap up with some more of y'all's thoughts from tonight's game. I don't know. Maybe we should, give P. Will Supporter the stand just so he can talk about how the Bulls will lose every game for the rest of time without Patrick Williams. That'd be fun. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Big Dave, what else we got? Ray. Selling vans?
Chevy. Oh, you want Ray Van? Ray got you.
Selling vans down by the river?
Hey, man, the Ray Price promise. He get you down by the river in something really nice.
No, Joey's buying a van.
Oh, he can't wait. As soon as he turns 21, first thing I'm doing is getting a van, Dad. Hand it to me. Our partner, Ray Chevrolet, is ringing in this new year, y'all, with the best offers all month long. All month. Make your way to Ray Chevrolet on Route 12 in Fox Lake to join in on the savings and to start your Ray resolution. As one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, you will always be able to shop one of Chicagoland's largest inventories. But right now, they're trying to make room for the inbound 2024 models. So guess what? All that current inventory, it got to get out of here. And Ray is like, if it got to go, how about we go with a smile and saving you some money? So you can find the perfect tailgate vehicle at Ray Chevrolet because they have over 100 new Silverados available with prices starting at $19,495. Or take up to $10,000. What? Off a new 2023 Silverado. That's pretty damn good. And to top it all off, they're pricing over 125 vehicles under $20,000. I mean, let's be for real right now. Can pricing get more affordable?
I don't think it can.
I don't think it can, man. But I tell you what he will do. He'll give you something extra because that's how Ray rolls. How about a free oil change? Would you like it? Yes, you would.
Hell yeah.
Get you a free oil change. All you got to do is mention CHGO when scheduling your oil change at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake. And so just start your new year off right. Visit Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com to start your Ray resolution. They've been serving the community since 1963. Find new roads and let those roads lead you to Ray Chevy.
Tonight's postgame also brought to you by our friends at Empire Today. No goon of the night because the Bulls couldn't get it done against this joke of a Raptors team. But that doesn't mean we can't give our friends at Empire Today some love either way and tell you how you can save great money on great flooring. With Empire Today, you get shop at home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a low price guarantee. Empire Today is the best place to get new flooring. We all know this. It's been a known fact for a while.
Yes.
So, of course, they have copycats amongst their competitors or wannabe competitors, but we know that they can't beat Empire on quality. They can't beat them on service or speed. So all those competitors do is advertise basement pricing for crap flooring. That's the only way they can try to, quote unquote, beat Empire with their offers and the way they conduct their business. Honestly, they offer flooring that Empire doesn't even carry in their catalog of offers to their clientele because it's crap flooring that the people who work at Empire wouldn't put in their homes. They're not going to ask you to put it in yours.
Nope.
What they leave out of their selection at Empire, just as important as what they put into it. They also have their wonderful feature called the Virtual Floor Designer.
Tell me about it.
A simple and easy way to see how different flooring options look in any space in your home. Just snap a picture, swipe through, swipe left, swipe right, Grinder, Bumble, whichever, Hinge, whatever. It's just swiping, but it's just flooring options. Pick the one you like and see how it looks with the decor in your house, with the lighting in different rooms in your house. A wonderful way to make shopping for flooring in your home very easy. Empire also services their own warranties. If an issue does arise, just call Empire. They service all their warranties themselves. No tracking down contact info of third parties, of manufacturers. No, Empire will come take care of it. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 discount. You heard me. $350
Talk to me.
when they use that promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. See EmpireToday.com/CHGO for details. 588-2300. Joe!
Empire today.
Started slow, finished strong. that's what's important.
Where's T-Pain when you need him?
Auto-tune, Joey Auto-tune.
Joey Auto-Tune.
Actually, I would like to hear Joey in the Auto-tune. That would be hilarious.
That would be great.
That'd be cool.
Those little Auto-Tune bikes are fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Joey, get some Auto-tune. Done.
Okay.
That's right.
We
Got the ass twice?
can keep it next to our neuralizer.
Oh, man,
they're like basically the same size, right?
They can't give
little
us
Auto-Tune
Auto-tune.
mic, little neuralizer.
Come on, man. We 6 years old. They can't give us Auto-tune. Oh, my God.
If someone gave us an Auto-Tune mic in this office,
Oh, my God.
it would go.
My
poorly. God.
Actually, even though I would love to hear a Matt Peck branded Auto-Tune, that would be a...
What song would you want me to hear sing into an Auto-Tune mic?
Oh, man. Well, obviously something from School of Rock.
Ooh, yeah.
Actually,
Here's the thing, though. I don't need an Auto-Tune mic to sing anything from School of Rock.
That's true. That's fair
because
point.
I can sing every note of every track in that movie.
You could.
Perfect.
I would like to hear Immigrant Song, though. Definitely. I like you to hear you hit that. Or Inner Sandman. I mean, let's keep it in your
with the
wheelhouse.
Jack Black Devil Eyes.
We come from the land of the
Okay.
ice and snow.
Also, I heard you toss it out there.
Hammer of the gods.
Hammer of the God.
All right, go ahead.
Look, Inner Sandman, overplayed, overrated.
Inner Sandman?
Yeah.
Overplay over it? I mean, I'll take your opinion. I mean, that's your crew, so yeah.
It's the 90s radio hit
Okay.
for a metal band
All right.
that has so much better than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue on this. That's your crew, man. I'm not gonna argue on that.
Did I tell you I got myself a ticket?
You did tell me this.
Metallica Soldier Field this summer, baby.
It's 2 shows,
I'm gonna
isn't
go and pretend 3 actually.
3 shows, okay, yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Me
Okay.
and my bro got tickets to the Friday show.
What song are you looking forward to hearing be performed?
I would love it if they played Puppets in full from start to finish.
Why wouldn't they?
They don't always play Master of Puppets start to finish when they're doing a set.
Is there a reason?
It's a long fucking song, and it's hard to play live, and they're all 1,000 years old.
Well, that last part is what it is. Okay, let's get to the last part first. Yeah. Because when I see some of my favorite bands who are like 70 years old,
Yeah.
I understand why they skip a verse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get it. All right. They're
Yeah.
getting older, can't hit certain things anymore.
Yeah,
All right.
it's also why a lot of their songs back in the day didn't get a lot of radio play. 'Cause
True,
radio
true.
stations were like, this song is 9.5 minutes long. We,
Right.
right.
Like,
Can't
this will
play
never work. Okay. That'll be cool, though. I hope they get to rock that
You're
out.
welcome to grab a ticket and come hang out with us.
They're still available?
Yeah. Me and my bro.
Well, I have a thing.
Me and my bro bought them resale, and I
Okay.
didn't. I mean, Game Time we all know is a wonderful app to score last minute tickets.
Sure.
We didn't want to run the risk route of last minute tickets. We wanted to make sure we knew
Okay.
we had our, and so we went the resale route.
Okay.
And
So, Matt, when it comes to concerts, it's just like flights with me.
yeah,
Yeah, I got to be right. I got to have a seat. And Metallica ain't cheap.
I've flown with you a few times. I can vouch for that, y'all.
It's got to be right.
This man is particular
Yes, it is,
about
man.
his flying
Absolutely.
accoutrements and arrangements.
Yes. So if I'm gonna be around 20,000, I'm gonna need me a nice seat. You know what I mean? So where are you all on the field? Where y'all gonna be?
Oh no, we're old.
Okay, good enough.
GA with the young rowdy people. No, I mean, like I've already done that.
Yeah,
like
we all have. Yeah.
When Metallica came back in the early 2000s after James got out of rehab, and they did back-to-back summer tours, 2003, 2004.
Okay.
I went with my rambunctious Yahoo teenage friends and went and were like sprinting to be the first ones up against the barricade in GA in the mosh pit. Mm-hmm. I did that.
Okay.
I'm old.
Yeah.
My brother and I got like actual seats. But we got like 100 level, just like a few rows up, like right around the 50-yard line.
Now
so we're gonna get a great view.
Okay.
And
I might be in on this.
If we get tired from all the headbanging, we could, take a load off.
I might be down for this. I enjoy having myself a seat, and I love going to concerts. I've always honestly wanted to see Metallica in concert. So, yeah, okay.
It's an experience, man.
I'm not again. When is it? What day is this?
Somewhere August.
It's in August somewhere?
August
okay.
9th, I want to say.
We'll work something out, man. Because if I can get a ticket and roll with you, I will definitely do it.
Yes.
I will definitely do it.
Y'all, do not let this man forget this. He agreed to come to the Metallica show with me this week.
I agree.
This summer.
I agree to go. Yes, no. I'm not Comfort Plus, brother. I'm first class. I'm not Comfort Plus. It's first class, dog. Or matter tell you, it's first class.
Oh my God, Jelly said I had someone pee on me in the last mosh pit I was in. I'm too old for that. Yo, no judgment.
Oh man!
If you get peed on in a mosh pit, guess what? That's the last mosh pit you ever go in.
Oh, I don't care what age you are.
For the rest of life.
That's it. Yeah, my nephew's at that age where he wants to go to concert and be in the mosh pit.
Yeah.
And things like that. And he told me, he said, I want to do this stuff now before, I get older.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I was like, well, if you get older, you could still do it, if you want to. But I get your point because I'm not doing it. I didn't want to do it then, but I did. Because you have to. If you're going to concerts, you got to hop in the mosh pit.
You got to.
Have a good time, man. So
shout out to our guy. I see our guy, Kevin, Shirtless Wonder, in the comments. He's also agreeing. He says he needs a seat.
Need a seat, bro.
Yes.
I promise you.
You get to a certain age where you're like, GA?
Yeah.
Not fucking with that.
Because I promise you, even when I was in GA, I wanted a seat.
Yes.
At that age, I was like, I don't want to be right here. I want to be
not fun
up here.
Standing before the opening band even comes on, through an opening band, and then the band you're there to see.
Yeah.
Your legs are on fire.
Dude, man, you know what's worse? Like, everybody who comes in and then it corrals around you. It gets tight. Now, luckily, I've never really had to deal with that because people see me and don't want to be around me. Like, they give me my space. And I appreciate that. But it's better when I can sit in the seat and look down on people who are sitting there. Not figuratively, not like that, but just looking down and be like, wow, that is a whole sea of humanity that I am happy I am not in right now.
Yeah.
And I can leave when I want to. That's the best part. I can leave a little 5 minutes early and before everything, just get up out of there, man.
My friends and I went and caught Humphreys McGee playing at the Riv on New Year's Eve, just this past New Year's Eve. And we're older and like, let's get assigned seats. We're not going to GA.
Yeah.
And some portion of our group, like in between their second set and then coming back on for, like a 2 or 3 song encore, which was well past midnight. Some of us are like, let's dip out before the encore.
Yes.
We're gonna like catch an Uber before the craziness sets in because the Riv doesn't have like a Uber system.
They do not.
It's just chaos.
It's chaos.
We're like, we can make a nice, calm, easy exit from our seats to the exit.
It's my favorite part, dog. Always in the middle of the last song. I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm like, I read your set list.
Peace.
I read the set list. I see what you're gonna do. All right, I'm cool. Let's ride.
Y'all enjoy that encore.
You a mosh pit guy, Joey?
Myself, no, I don't love mosh pits. I have been actually though, like in some really wild ones. I saw Travis Scott twice, and
that's a mosh
those
pit.
concerts
That's
both
definitely a mosh
times
pit.
were, and they were both at like music festivals, and right when he was coming out with Astroworld, and it got incredibly rowdy. Like he was up there directing traffic, pointing out like, hey, no, you move back, open up wider.
Right.
And I was like, these guys are really like correlating this, and it was people running in from a great distance, and I'm a small guy.
Yeah.
Freaked me out. And a couple years later, there was like big problems with Travis Scott
huge
mosh
problems.
pits. But so, I mean, I felt a little bit like, I wasn't wrong to be a little bit worried about that.
You're absolutely right. Get a seat, guys.
Get a seat. That's I feel bad for people at concerts in the GA pit area, even if it's not like a metal show, like mosh pit. If you're, let's say, vertically challenged, Like how can you even enjoy that?
That's true. Something you and I probably never have to worry about.
We never have to worry about that.
Yeah,
we got to worry about Economy Plus.
I was at a Travis Scott concert at Gov Ball in New York, and the mosh pit I was with a bunch of friends. The mosh pit got so crazy, like 2 songs in, we were all split up for the entire show.
Okay.
We were literally like forcibly removed from one another and could not find each other for the entirety of the show just because the whole thing was a massive, like, bodies flying.
Yeah.
It was crazy experience.
Everywhere,
Wow.
man. I like people chiming in with theirs.
I
right
like
there.
it. AK just said 4 horsemen ride, then I was on the floor eating dirt. Oh, man. Speaking of my favorite Metallica songs to hear live.
Look at
Horsemen.
I like Justin's
Justin.
right here. Yeah.
45 years young, 9 Inch Nails, middle of the mosh in Philly, good times.
Right on, man.
Man.
Right on.
Is that more or less violent than attending a Philly sporting event?
Ooh, that is an excellent question.
Probably on par.
Shout out PHLY.
Hey.
Shout out, man. Jeff says, if you're in your 30s, grab a seat and you'll enjoy a concert much more. I promise you, if you're in your
Some
20s.
things you learn the easy way, some things you learn the hard way.
If you're in your 20s and you can grab a seat, grab a seat. Grabbing a seat at a concert is always a good idea. I don't care how old you are. It is always a good idea because it's options.
Yeah.
Like, man, I want to go up and be down in front and get down. Great. Okay, I don't want to do that no more. I'll go back to my seat, have a seat. Yeah, options are good.
You know me, Dave. You know what I'm never a fan of? Standing.
It's true.
Exhausting.
He does not
How do you
like.
think we do this?
Yeah,
Chairs.
he's not a fan.
Comfy ones.
Jumpy ones.
All
This
right,
is part
Joe.
of the contract.
Joe, let's knock out some super chats and get out of here, shall we?
Here we go. Got a
Thank
couple.
you all for indulging our tangent about attending
Yay.
concerts.
Yes.
This game was shit anyway.
Yes, it was.
The TWW podcast. This team
TWW.
needs to start winning easy games if they want to be a playoff team. And this playing horrific in the third quarter strategy isn't working.
It is
Good
not.
observation, sir.
However,
That's
the
a bold
Bulls
strategy.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
But tonight the Bulls doubled down and said, what if we continued playing shittily in the fourth as well?
Shittily, Italy. Guys, we could do it in 2 quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll kill 'em.
Appreciate the super chat, TWW. AK said the turnovers, sloppy plays, not taking advantage of mismatches. Ayo 4 and Debo 5 turnovers. Went up and then just lollygagged it. Gave up 16 to Thad Young. Vooch was awful. Kobe looks worn out. Billy Subs, questionable. I feel like you and I touched on and agreed
All of
with
it.
all of those critiques.
Everything you
Turnovers,
said.
gross. Billy Subs, gross. Kobe
Yep.
looks tired, gross.
Yep.
Vooch, super gross.
Super gross. All
yeah.
of it, AK. We were with it, bro.
Also, shout out for the underused and underappreciated term lollygagging.
Yes. Lollygagging
I've
around.
always enjoyed that one.
That is a good one. What you got? More AK?
Tonight, Vooch needed to step up offensively.
He did not.
Yeah, we'll
He
finish
did.
that for you.
He did have to. He did not do
He
it.
did not.
He did
And
not.
I would argue that
14 points against
14 to
that
9.
front court.
Against that.
Get out of
I
here,
think
Vooch.
you could
40-something
maybe
Get outta here.
change
Oh,
the first word of that super chat to like the past 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I honestly, from Jay Bliggity 123, I honestly feel like we'll never hit 500. Cause
You're right.
Wow.
They won't. It's the unattainable, ridiculously low bar goal. Do something about it.
Too much sauce. Niners or Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Purdy
Ooh.
versus Taylor Swift.
Oh, I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes, bro. He's earned that.
It's crazy that we've gotten to this point because the Chiefs looked like such a
Yeah.
flawed offense
Yeah.
all season.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes has no weapons.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes has no line. Even when Mahomes does get the ball out of his hands, his receivers are dropping it left and right. They just looked mid as hell. And then here they are in the Super Bowl again. And now that they are here in the Super Bowl, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm not taking Purdy over Mahomes. I do tend to agree with those pushing back and saying that the Brock Purdy hate and the Brock Purdy disrespect is a little too far.
I think
But
there's
also,
no
like-
middle ground either way.
Guess what? Like, McCaffrey's an MVP.
Yeah.
Mahomes is an MVP.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy ain't MVP.
But that's my point.
Give me
I
the
don't-
team with the MVP quarterback on it.
There's no balance either way. It's
Yeah.
either overloved or overhated. I need the balance.
Right.
There are only 3 quarterbacks I can tell you that in my life who I've said I've never betting against. And that's Montana, that's Brady, and that's Mahomes. Those 3. That's it. Like, I'm not betting against any one of them dudes. And Mahomes really proved it this year, dude. Like, I'm not doing it. I refuse. I refuse to bet against Patrick Mahomes. Not doing it.
could have more Super Bowls through
He could.
6 NFL seasons than
He could.
Your GOAT.
Hey, it was Montana at first. And when Brady went to 5, I was like, Tom got it. And so if he comes and he gets that 7,
Right.
if he gets 7, he's the GOAT.
Honestly, and like I don't have a big rooting interest on it either side. I want a exciting and preferably high-scoring, entertaining game.
Which is why secretly I wanted the 49ers to be there and not the Lions. Because I thought the Lions were going to get stomped.
Lions can put up points though.
They
man.
They did a great job.
And like honestly, like if the Lions don't have their own drop problems like the Chiefs have had all season in that second half on Sunday,
Or kick some field goals.
yeah.
Just tie the game. Just one.
I mean,
catch
you
the
saw
ball.
That's what we just said. That's what we said.
You saw Michael Bagley's conversion percentage on field goals beyond 40 yards this season, right?
Oh, yeah, I saw
because it
it.
wasn't good.
Oh, it's not great. It's not great. But it's an NFC Championship
Whatever,
game.
dude.
You gotta.
I would trade Dan Campbell for
Try
Matt
it.
Eberflus in a heartbeat.
Oh, without a doubt.
Half a heartbeat.
He's a Bear coach.
Eberflus, get out of here, man.
It's a Bear coach.
Get outta
I promise you. I don't want to.
I hate being a Bears fan.
Heck, you love kneecaps like that.
You too like biting kneecap.
That's meat technically.
Yeah, that's me
If
headish.
there's any, if there's any cut of the cow, that's like the kneecap. Maybe.
You ever eaten pig knuckles?
I have not. It's
Good stuff.
Okay. Write that one down for next time. AK, the short-sightedness of the Bulls organization to prioritize revenue of one play-in game to the detriment of the development of the youth. And this is poetry. Youth development this year will make the team better next year when the Bulls can add pieces. Hashtag floor is ceiling.
And here's the kicker. They're probably not even getting a home playing game. They're in 9th now. They're going to stay in 9th.
You think they're not moving past 9? Are you putting a bet on that today?
Sure.
All right.
What do you want to bet?
I don't know. I wasn't even talking about with me. I'm just talking about in general. If you could put money on it, would you put a bet on that?
This team's finishing 9th.
All right. Matt's got him at 9. Box it in, lock it down.
Write it down.
Write it down. In pen.
Mark the time, Joe. Floor is the ceiling. That's right, AK. We're all stuck in purgatory, which is basically hell.
I'm good.
But we all get to hang out here in purgatory/hell together, which is fun. And we truly appreciate that part of this job because it's way easier to do this when you hate your life as much as I do as a Bulls fan right now, when you have other people to talk to, with.
Don't hate your life, kids.
No, that's just a me problem.
That's it.
But for real, we all appreciate you. Thank you, everybody who jumped on board and got yourself a ticket to our takeover a week from tonight.
Ooh.
It is sold out.
Sold out.
We learned that as we were doing pregame tonight. So thank you, everybody who grabbed tickets. We will see y'all. If you're bummed and thinking, I was going to grab a ticket, I was just waiting and now it's too late. We are out of tickets in our, pre-bought group package. But if you want to come and grab a ticket in section 105, which is where we're all going to be hanging out, check out Game Time.
Yeah.
See what tickets are available in section 105. Join the party. Don't forget that promo code CHGO.
And also, if you can't make it to that, we will be having watch parties soon, guys. So come hang out.
Plenty more hangout opportunities.
Let's go. Grab a shirt.
Shout out, Jelly. Shout out, everybody I was chatting with in the diehard Bulls Discord tonight. I'll be back around there frequently. I know the people in the Discord want Dave. They do.
They do? They want to hang out?
They want to hang out.
They don't want Joey? That's okay.
They want Joey.
Okay.
Of course they do. I mean, I don't know if they're as gung-ho about it as the Joeys and the YouTubes, but they want him. Everybody, follow Will _Gottlieb. Follow our guy, Mark AMK Hoops. Big Dave's Battle, BWL Sports. Bulls _ our pal and producer, Joey Spathis. He is at Joey Spathis.
Yes.
We're CHGO _ Bulls. We love and appreciate you, Bulls Nation. We will talk to you tomorrow night, second night of back-to-back, pregame at 5:30 for a 6 p.m. Central tip, Bulls Hornets.
Tip.
Love those 6 p.m. tips, but not as much as we love y'all.
Facts.
See you, Red. Be good.
Peace.
We all silly like the